round of applause.
Okay, thank you everybody. It's an absolute honour to be standing here today. I'm not going to lie to you, I have been absolutely bricking it all morning. I've been having an argument in my head whether I can or cannot do this, but I was told early on in this business if something scares you, then do it. So here I am, massively stepping outside of my comfort zone. So thank you for being here for this moment. I'm not going to go on and ramble on for too long because I know you're all here and keen to listen to the guest speakers. But before I do hand over, I'm just going to share with you the impact that Juice Plus has had on my life. And also today, for the first time, I'm going to be sharing with you some things that only a handful of people know in my life. This is quite special. Okay, I don't know. So this is snippets of my journey. I'm not sure what the YouTube thing is in the middle, but anyway, just ignore that. This is snippets of my journey, and I actually sent this over to Scott to load up for today, and the first thing he replied was, wow, who are all these people? And I mean, it is crazy because, yes, they are all me, but I still look at this and I still absolutely shock myself sometimes to see, all the different changes that I've been through in my life. So we'll start from the beginning. So as you can see from the top picture there, I was quite a chubby child. For anybody that was overweight as a child, you'll know that's tough. Kids can be quite mean. Obviously, I was a young girl, I was at school, I was being then called, picked on, having things thrown at me, being left out, being made to feel victimised. And I think I noticed that there was something different about me, not in a good way, when I was about 8 years old. And I remember this because it was my 8th birthday, and I had the cake brought out to me, and it was time to blow out my candles, time to make my wish. So, what do 8-year-olds wish for? Well, this 8-year-old girl wished to be thin. I didn't wish for a pony, I didn't wish to be a pop star, I wished to be thin. And I really believed that that wish was going to come true. So from then on, every wishing well, every shooting star, every birthday, that was my wish. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to be thin. As you can see from my other pictures, I continued through my teenage years, my young adulthood, and that wish wasn't coming true. It was horrible, I felt ugly, I hated myself, I never felt like I had anything to wear, all the normal things that you expect to feel when you're like that. I got to 20 years old. I'd just given birth, 7 months. I had my first son, 7 months old, and I looked in the mirror one day and I couldn't recognise myself. I was at my heaviest. I weighed 16 stone. I was a size 24 trouser. And I didn't even know who the person was looking back at me. I just absolutely could not recognise this person. And something went off then, and I knew that no matter how many wishes I made, how often I chucked pennies into wishing wells and things, that I wasn't going to get thin unless I did something about it. I'd never done any kind of healthy living before, and I didn't go to anybody for any guidance. I just kind of sat there, I wrote myself what I believed was a healthy diet plan and exercise, which I'm sure if I could show you today, we'd all have a good laugh at. So I started working on myself. 3 weeks, I think it was about 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, I noticed that the weight was starting to drop off, and that was great, that was giving me a real buzz. I was feeling good about that, it was all going in the right direction. But something happened that, and I'm not quite sure what, but it's almost like a little trigger went off, and I become really obsessive. I developed a severe eating disorder, and I basically starved myself. And I believed that food was the enemy, and I just couldn't bear to put the food in my body because I was worried that it was just going to make me get bigger again. And I continued doing this. I basically massively restricted calories, and I exercised about 3 or 4 hours a day, and the weight dropped off. I think it was about 9 months, and I lost loads of weight, and I was a size 10, and I got my wish. But I felt really, really ill. I had severe anemia, my skin was bad, my hair was terrible, and I felt really ill, and I didn't look good, I didn't look healthy at all. So I didn't really know what else to do. I had lost the weight, I didn't want to go back to being heavy again, but I had an eating disorder, and that continued. I just carried on this way. If I went to a party and I had to eat out, I would eat, but then I probably wouldn't eat again for a few days to counteract that, and it was terrible. I was in a real horrible place. So this just continued on. This went on for 9 years. I was like this. And then last February, something happened and it turned my world upside down. I woke up one morning and I was losing a lot of blood. So I was taken into the hospital to be told I was having a miscarriage. I was really shocked. They checked me out, they sent me home. I spent the week at home just upset, not really understanding what was going on, feeling very uncomfortable. And then a week later I had to go back to the hospital for my checkup. I was in the waiting room and I was just about to be called in, and I suddenly felt like I was going to be sick. So I rushed to the toilet. I got really hot. My chest got really tight. I could hardly breathe. I got dizzy. I thought I was going to faint. I was shaking, and I thought I was having a heart attack. It's got to be one of the most scariest moments I can remember. It was horrible. I was asking them to help me. I didn't know what was going on. I was petrified. It turns out I was actually just having a panic attack. And had I gone home that day and that had been the end of it, then that would have been fantastic, and I probably would have just moved on from it, but it wasn't. The attacks got worse. They got really regular. I was having them daily, 2 or 3 a day, really strong. I was scared to breathe wrong in case I brought on a panic attack. I was allowing them to consume me, I was allowing them to rule me. I really cut off from everyone. I had lots of friends and I just didn't hardly talk to anybody. I got really low and really depressed, and I massively let my children down. I would be having an attack. I'd be breathing in and out of a paper bag or doing anything I could to try and calm myself down. And my 7-year-old boy, who was 6 at the time, would be holding my hand, telling me that I was going to be okay. It shouldn't have been that way. I'm his mum. I'm meant to be one of the most strongest people in his life, and I can't imagine how scared he must have been. I should have been telling him I was going to be okay. But I feel so guilty for having him to see me, this way. It was awful. I really let it get to me. I got really stressed and I got really depressed, and as a result I developed severe heartburn, IBS, I couldn't sleep. My skin was getting terrible, worse than what it already was. My hair was falling out, and I was putting weight back on again. So yeah, really, really, really down. Got to September last year, and I really hit rock bottom. I was made redundant from a job that I absolutely adored. I felt so rejected. It was awful. It was at that point that I actually felt like just giving up. I would be driving somewhere home and I just felt like steering off into a tree. I just kept thinking of my husband and my kids, and it just kept me going, but I was so close. But there was a little fight in there, and that was for my family, and I pulled myself up a bit and I went out and I found another job. But it was quite quickly identified that that job wasn't right for me. They made me feel even more worthless than I already felt, and I couldn't do anything right by them. I would literally be trying to do everything I could, and it was never right, so they were just picking holes on me. But because I found it so hard to get that job in the first place, because I was literally sat in the interview having a panic attack, I just decided that I would stick it out and just, see what happened. So I just trundled on really. I was just surviving. I wasn't really living. I was just getting by. It was Christmas just gone, and I was watching the boys opening their presents, and I was watching their faces light up. Something switched inside me, and I decided at that point that I needed to get better. I had to get through this. I had people that needed me. So I decided that the first thing I'd do was tackle the weight that I gained. I gained about a stone in weight last year. So I thought, well, I'm not going to be silly this time. I'm not going back there. I'm not going to starve myself. I can't be any more ill, than I already am. So I decided to research healthy ways to lose weight. Properly research, properly talk to people, get out there and find the information. It just so happened that I was just on Google typing in healthy living, lifestyles, and I stumbled across Juice Plus by chance. I tell you what, did I know at the time it was the best search I could have ever made in my life. I researched the products, and I kept researching and reading what people were saying. I was reading, it was fantastic, the reviews it was getting, everything like that. So I decided that I would sign up, and I went on to the Complete Shakes. They arrived quickly, and I started straight away. 3 weeks I was on the shakes, and my weight had gone. I'd got rid of that stone, so that was amazing. But what was even more incredible was that my heartburn had completely cleared up. My IBS had massively improved. I was sleeping, I was smiling, I felt so well, I had so much energy, and the most amazing thing out of all of it was my anxiety. It completely gone. I would not be able to stand here talking to you today this time last year. It completely disappeared. I couldn't believe it. I breathed so easily, and I was completely overwhelmed with the product and what it had done for me. And fate would have it, at the time when I couldn't be any more excited about this product, I just stumbled across a business opportunity as well. And in a heartbeat, I was signed up. I wanted to scream about this. I wanted to help anybody and everybody. I wanted to let the world know how amazing this product was and what it's done for me. And it's just, as you all know, it's absolutely incredible. Everything happened really quickly for me when I signed up. I signed up back in March, and it all kind of happened really, really quickly. And 2 months into the business, I was able to walk into my job where that was the only one thing that was still pulling me down. They were still trying to niggle me, still trying to punch holes in me, and I was able to go in and tell them that I wasn't going to be here anymore. I didn't need to do it anymore. So that was an absolutely fantastic day for me and my family. This opportunity has given me everything. It has taught me to be the best possible version of myself. It's given me confidence. It's given my children the mum they deserve, my husband the wife he deserves. It's given me the opportunity to support other people and help them live their dreams and achieve their goals. And I've only been doing this 5 months, and I'm crazy excited to know and to see what the next few years are going to bring. I just want to say that I have everybody here to thank for this. You all make me feel part of something so special. And I just want to take this opportunity, whilst I am up here today, just to thank some people. So firstly, I want to take this time to thank my team. They're simply awesome, and I've made some fantastic friends. They're friends that I'll have for life. Also, my sidelines, they know who they are. We chat daily, we laugh, and again, they've made some fantastic friends there for life. So, absolutely, fantastic support. And as you know, it doesn't matter if they're up or down on your sideline. Everybody's supporting everybody. body, and it just feels incredible. Obviously, I want to thank the amazing speakers, who constantly inspire us, and they travel miles to come and support us and help us. I'd like to thank Scott. He always makes me step outside my comfort zone. And he pushes me to be better all the time. And there's Steve. Steve has been incredible. Steve constantly supports me. He guides me and puts up with me, because, I know I'm hard work, Steve. He's always there. Nothing is ever too much for him. And for some reason, he has this ability to just know if I'm having a bad day, and he's just there picking me back up and putting me back on my feet. So I really can't thank you enough. Best upline. There's just one more person I just want to thank before I end, and he's all the way up there at the back. You can't see him because he's doing some filming today. He's been my absolute rock. He never pressures me. He always supports me, and he's held my hand through absolutely everything. And that's obviously what has been done to me. So I would not be standing here today if it wasn't for you. I just can't thank you enough for being just you. Thank you. So, my journey's been quite a rocky one, and I expect there to be more bumps in the road. But this business has just taught me that anything's possible. You take this business and grab it with both hands and you run with it, because it is completely life-changing. Thank you so much for listening.
Give your arms